Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is January 10th, 2019, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the economic events today, just one event coming out of the United States at 7:45 South African time. Fed Chairman Powell will be speaking, and that's following the FOMC meeting minutes yesterday. Now, they may be taking a more cautious approach to the market, so just be aware of it. And that means the Dow Jones might still test its lows once again. Now, looking at a roundup of yesterday's market, looking at the Forex symbols, and this I mentioned to you guys yesterday, Euro gets the breakout we were looking for above that 1470, 1480-ish level, and then just breaking right above it to the 115 area. Now, we haven't been in that area for quite some time, almost a year and a half. So that's really a very important point for the euro. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, kind of retraced yesterday and exhausting its rally, especially with some cautious sentiment in regards to the Fed's future approach to the interest rate decisions that's going to happen. So just be aware of that. Now, looking at the commodities, oil, though, still was above $50. Okay, that was really a rocket star yesterday, even though the Dow Jones and oil have been trading in tandem together. You saw that oil got stronger above $50 resistance. We'll take a look at that. And gold also back on its upper range. Okay, very important point to note. Now, lastly, cryptos, in terms of Bitcoin, falling out of bed yesterday, 200 points. And this is what I was talking about to the webinar people, is that relatively Bitcoin is still a very new asset. Okay, it still has yet to prove itself in the mainstream, so on and so forth. So things could drop really quickly and suddenly, especially when there's so little volume in it. So be aware of that as well. But let's take a look at the markets and see what we could expect from today's trading. So we're jumping here into the Euro USD, and it's so amazing when it's really trading, it's trading. Okay, we were in this trading range, and this was the trade of the week last week. Okay, but with this resistance of 1480-ish level right there, and we retraced back down to our support level of 1335. Now, basically what we did is that we tested it a third time right up here. Now, the difference is that at this junction right here where we were yesterday at 1425-ish yesterday, it came in, and I mentioned this yesterday. It said if it doesn't go further down, it may test its highs once again. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened, breaking this 114.80-ish level, and we find ourselves in this 1570-ish level. Okay, that's a nice 100 pip move. Big layup for yesterday's trading, especially if you were watching it and especially if you were listening into the daily review. So right now, the next real resistance levels is about 1580, 1516-ish level. Okay, so just be aware of that. Now, our next support level now is going to be 1480. Ironically, what becomes initially resistance is subsequent support, so be aware of that. Now, looking at the GBP USD, this didn't go as quickly as the euro, seeming to say that this is still kind of weak, and we may see at the next turn down that this will be the one that actually goes down. However, sometimes it does play catch up, and we may see it still break above this 128-ish level. If it does, then it's playing catch up. Okay, however, if it doesn't, then we'll see some sort of correction. So the markets are never going to tell you, okay, I'm going up or I'm going down, but they will give you indications when they're becoming weak. And if this doesn't rally, then it's showing us that it's becoming weak. Now, looking at the Aussie dollar, just as well, we rallied there as well above our 30-day moving average. That's significant. And we're at previous resistance, okay, subsequent support, and now we are at that resistance level of 71.90. So we would like to see this actually continue its rally on the upside. Now let's see if we do really get that. Now, looking at oil, this was the one. Okay, yesterday we mentioned this. It didn't look like it was going to go above this moving average. It broke that moving average. That's usually if you were short, that was a trigger to go stop loss. Okay, and maybe flip it even going long. And sure enough, you would have made $2 on the way up as it broke this resistance level, as we had this, and we've been showing this on the Fibonacci retracement. So we're right here at the next level of $51 a barrel. Next real resistance is about $55, and we're just smack in the middle of that right now. But let's say if we get that retracement or we get that pullback, and if it sustains this $50 pullback, okay, it's got to really show us that it's strong and continually strong. And let's see if we do get that. Now, obviously, oil affects which currency the most, the Canadian dollar. And sure enough, the Canadian dollar got much stronger. As you can see, we're looking at a weekly chart. Let's look at a 5-hour chart, 1-hour chart, just to give you that perspective, from 136 down to 132, over 400 pips. as oil has gotten stronger. Okay, very important trade, and you could trade them against each other. It's really important to do that. Now, looking at gold, hasn't really retraced. It's really flirting with its upper range and doesn't look like it's wants to give up. Now, this is obviously should be, quote unquote, should be trading on the back of the Dow Jones as it's getting weaker right now, selling off about 200 points after rallying more than 1,000 points from our lows. Okay, a very important resistance level at this 23,938-ish level. Okay, so that's really an important level to be in. I thought it would give it a little bit more, but as you can see, it hit the 30-day moving average and then retraced. I was going to give it a little bit higher, maybe up to the 24,300-ish level. Maybe it still will rally to that level. Okay, but sure enough, I think that we're going to challenge our lows again of 22,600-ish level at certain points. So be aware of that. Now, jumping into Bitcoin. Now, look at this graph. Okay, we gapped up earlier in the week, and then we just nosedive. Look at this massive nosedive, overnight nosedive. Unbelievable, from 3,900 to 3,700. And this is part of the tricky thing about, trading cryptos and trading Bitcoin specifically, is that, when things actually fall out of bed, they fall out of bed. Okay, so the moves are extreme and there's no precedent to it. There was nothing, no indication that it was going to fall out of bed like it is falling right now. We did say that it may close up this gap, okay, but initially it held up. Okay, look at that holding up. It held up for about 3 days until finally it gave that up until here. This actually may be a decent buy right here, okay, with the anticipation that it goes back or makes a vertical correction to this sell-off. Okay, but however, just play it safe. Want to trade small, not get too aggressive in this, especially as the day wanes on. So a couple of rotations in the markets that we've seen. The euro getting stronger, looking for an extended rally there. The Dow Jones may see itself continue correction today, with the FOMC being a little bit more cautious. This is Fred Razak. Want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.